The one car accident. With how things have progressed today with literal iPads in cars, I think this might sum up any car today. But it was used to describe the Chevy Corvair. The saying comes from Ralph Nader's, yes, him yet again, book Unsafe at Any Speed. But was he too harsh in his sentiment? To get started, let's look into some of the criticisms from Nader. At the time of release, the Corvair utilized a swing-axle suspension system. This system on the Corvair caused tire pressure requirements that were not in line with existing industry standards. These unregulated requirements were often not filled by the owners of Corvairs. While this was a major problem of the original Corvair, a larger problem developed from the vehicle's inability to bear heavy loads without handling issues developing. Oversteering issues were also caused by the absence of an anti-swear bar in the Corvair. That was a huge problem, causing the car to be unstable. Driving that car in the winter must have been a nightmare. However, if I can drive my shitbox two-wheel drive F-150 on bald tires and with a blown head gasket in the winter, the Corvair should be just fine. The car also sported a rear engine, which Nader seemed to have missed as a major contribution to accidents. The rear engine placement in the Corvair caused a weight imbalance that resulted in poor handling. As a performance vehicle, many people enjoyed driving the Corvair at high speeds, but when combined with poor handling, high speeds can lead to an accident when the driver attempts to correct steering error. But to me that sounds more like a skill issue. Another issue with the Corvair occurred after the initial accident. Due to the weak hinges that connected the hood to the frame of the car, the hood often became a dangerous projectile that caused many fatalities. There were around 85 lawsuits filed against GM by victims injured in accidents involving Corvairs. Almost all claim that the car's rear axle gave the Corvair an inherent instability and a tendency to oversteer, resulting sometimes in fatal accidents. So public perception of the car doomed it for the redesign, which had ironed out the issues of the first generation. But was it as unsafe as Nader claimed? Well, it may have slightly been blown out of proportion. His book, Unsafe at Any Speed, focused on the Corvair only in the first chapter, before Nader psychopathically ranted about the rest of the car industry afterwards. But overall, I'd say it was still a hazard, because, GM at that time was not very good at quality. Well, not like they are now anyway. On the bright side, this car brought about many safety regulations to the U.S. car market that we may have not have seen until something catastrophic like the Ford Pinto, which I just released a video on that recently, so link to that video will be in the comments. There's also one quick thing here that I wanted to put that I found funny. It was a comment on an article about the Chevy Corvair. And yeah, sometimes it may just be a driver issue, but knowing GM, it was both car and driver. And with that, stay hydrated, take care of yourself and your loved ones, learn how to drive, and peace.